lot busier. We just came back from Montana this past week, and then actually this next upcoming week we're going to be in Montana again, and the following week we're going to be in North Dakota. So we'll see how all that kind of pans out. But today in studio I have Jaden Carter, and he's a swimmer at UNO currently. He's had a lot of success, and I just think that he would be a great person to have on the show, kind of talk about his life from growing up here in Lincoln to where he's at now. So I'll turn it to you, kind of just tell them about yourself and just where you kind of grew up, what elementary, middle school, high school you went to.
Hello, guys. Yeah, my name is Jaden Carter. As Kaylee said, I'm a swimmer at the University of Nebraska Omaha. I'm currently a freshman, and like I've always loved Lincoln. I was actually born in Omaha, but I was mostly raised here in Lincoln. I went to St. Teresa's Catholic school. And then after fifth grade, I ended up switching to Moore Middle School. And then I ended up attending Lincoln East High School, which, I've absolutely loved it here. Lincoln is definitely like one of the best places I've ever had life in. Just the people here are so nice. The sports here are just amazing with, college football, college basketball, women's volleyball, like everything around here is just so great, and it's awesome to be a Husker fan.
Yeah, for sure. Kind of talk about just like your family dynamic and how they've been your support system, and just moving on from that.
Yeah, so I'm adopted, and so when I was taken in, like less than a year old, it was definitely, um, you know, I obviously I wasn't really like
Yeah.
conscious, if you want to say that, but
Yep.
um, you know, like it was definitely not the easiest thing in the world. But my parents, they have showed me so much love, all throughout my life. I have three younger sisters. They're all probably listening to this podcast right now. But they've shown me so much love, and I just couldn't ask for a better family to be a part of.
Is everyone in your family, like your siblings, swimmers?
Gianna, my oldest sister, is a swimmer. She is at Lincoln East right now. She's a junior. My middle sister, her name is Jillian. She is mostly a volleyball player. Um, I think she's in eighth grade, yeah. And my youngest sister, Josie, she's in sixth grade at Moore. She mostly does gymnastics. So we kind of got a lot of different sports going on at the same
Yeah, for
time.
sure. Very busy. Kind of like our family. My younger brother, he does a couple different sports, mainly football and baseball. And then my sister's a swimmer. That's kind of how I got in contact with Jaden. They used to swim together. And then obviously I played basketball, but in high school I did volleyball, basketball, and track. So kind of just all over the place. Talk about kind of just your academics in high school and that transition to college.
Yeah, so like high school and college, I feel like are like not necessarily polar opposites, but with high school, like you're in classes for 7, 8 hours a day, teachers are gonna be on you like all the time, make sure that you get your work done and all that stuff. But like it's definitely a good thing because when you get to college and you are living on your own, it's definitely like something nice to have to not procrastinate later in life, and to make sure that you get your work done. And as in college, I definitely noticed that the workload is a lot more than high school, but it's manageable. It's not necessarily like it's gonna like kill me, but it's a good challenge, and I always like a good challenge in college.
Yeah. I think this the same exact way for me. I'm an education major, and so a lot of our stuff is like easier work, but you have a lot more of it. So it's completely different from high school. But I would say that once you really choose your major and you know what you want to do, it's a lot easier to do the work for it. And the connection with your professors and everything is really important. I've learned, especially this year, and just kind of just like the administration and everything. If you have the opportunity to get to know them, I'd really say that you should take advantage of that, because a lot of people are there to help you. And even when like you're struggling in something, then you always know that you're going to have a support system around you. But kind of just talk about, I guess, your practice schedule and managing your classes and everything right now. How does that kind of look?
Yeah, so my Mondays through Thursdays kind of look pretty much the same. So we have 2 practice sessions. We have one that goes from 12:45 to 2:30, and then one from 2:30 to 4:15. So depending on your class schedule that day, that's what practice that you're gonna be in. So for me, my, Mondays and Wednesdays, because I have classes that kind of go around the time frames, I'm able to go to the first practice without having to have any conflicts of schedule, versus Tuesdays when I do have a class during that 12:45 time slot, and I need to go to that, 2:30 practice. But, you know, we only have 1 practice every single day. We don't do doubles, which is huge, I think, because then I'm also able to focus on my academics and my schoolwork outside of school. And that's why I think UNO is just so good. They kind of balance your athletics and academics just so well.
Right. And you had 2 days throughout high school, like, your entire time, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
That's crazy to think about, and, like, for our practice schedule right now, it's all over the place because, a lot of our girls have classes at different time periods this term. So last term, we were able to, like, kinda just have a set schedule, and on Mondays, we'd get up and we have, like, a 6 AM practice and everything else would be in the afternoon or early evening, but, like, right now, I'm teaching, so when I go in for my practicums, like, I'm gonna have to miss 2 out of the 4 or 5 days of practices just because I'm in the classroom teaching, but obviously your sport's a lot different than mine, like, I'm in a team, like I guess you guys have a team too, obviously, but, like
Yeah.
it's, like, more like, you have to run through the plays and, like, do all that stuff since obviously it's basketball, so, like, for me, missing, it's just a lot different than if you were to, like, go at a different time than somebody else that you're competing against, but,
Mhm. Yeah.
how's, like, your team dynamic? Like, are you guys really close? Is there a lot of you? Like, what's kinda the numbers there?
Yeah, so, one of the reasons why I did end up committing to Omaha is just because the team culture is so good. You know, like, everyone's super close with each other. I immediately knew, like, after week 1 that this was gonna be, like, the closest bond that I've had with a team, like, ever.
That's amazing.
You know, like, having everyone there that's just gonna hold you accountable, hold you to, like, your highest standard, is always such a good thing in life. And, you know, like, in high school, yeah, I had that, but it definitely wasn't as much as I have it now in college, and, you know, I just can't be more thankful for that.
Mhm. Do you guys do, like, any team bonding stuff, or how do you kinda figure out that your culture was that way?
Yeah, so, uh, we had this, initiation week. I know, like, people say, like, initiation week is, like, this, like, really big test of, like,
Yeah.
things like join something, but, it was just, like, a way for the team to kind of, you know, bond, you know, do these different activities. We did bowling, we did, different types of, like, you know, activities outside. Uh, you know, we had, some, like we even, like, during practices, we'd play, like, games and stuff, and we'd have, you know, like, story times sometimes, you know, like, saying everyone's best part of their days, worst part of their days, you know, shouting someone out if, you know, they did something really good, or help them out in a personal way, um, and, you know, like, again, all those things just really help boost the culture at UNO, and, like, again, I can't be more thankful for it, and I just think it's just gonna get more stronger as I progressively age and, uh, end up graduating out of UNO.
Yeah, for sure. I feel the same way, like, with our team in the years past, we haven't been as close, but I think this year we've been doing a lot more, like, team bonding and cultural stuff, so I think that that's been a lot better. We're also doing, like, the mental skills training, so it's, like, to test our IQ and just, like, you mentally and how you can have a better relationship with your teammates and the coaches and just different stuff like that. Have you ever had, like, a mental skills at UNO or no?
Um, kind of, yeah. It wasn't necessarily like a mental skills thing, but you know, mindset is such like a important thing in not just like sports, but in life.
Yes.
You know, like if you don't have a good mindset, then you're not going to do like good things. It's just kind of like how the like human nature is. If you want to do something great, you got to believe in yourself and you got to have the right mindset to do those things.
Yeah, I agree with that. And then how was, like, that recruiting process? Did you start to know some of the people that you were gonna be swimming with, or was it mainly just with the coaches? And, like, what age did you start doing that, and how does that work on the swimming side?
Yeah, so, I couldn't be recruited. I don't know if this is for any oth or for a lot of sports, but, for swimming, you can't be recruited D1 until June 15th of your, sophomore year, so going
Okay.
into your junior year. And so I had reached out to a couple of schools. Missouri was one of them. Missouri State was another. I had some other schools that I reached out to, but Missouri was like my number one. And so I'd texted them, I'd reached out to them, set up a visit, went there about I think November of my junior year, and then I ended up committing to Missouri uh, about April of my junior year because I knew that was going to be a place that I was going to get better and I was going to meet amazing people. Fast forward a couple months, we have the Grant House lawsuit, which affected not just swimming but every single sport.
Mhm.
A lot of them mostly in a negative way, with roster spots being cut and just NIL money going absolutely crazy everywhere. Which again, with the roster caps, I was I unfortunately had to be not cut, but they weren't able to offer me or guarantee me a spot on
Right.
Missouri's swim team. And so I had to kind of look for other options. And Jessica Hessel, the head coach of UNO Swim and Dive, she reached out to me about a month after I decommitted, and she had said, "Hey, we'd love to bring you out on like a visit. We could probably schedule for maybe like the middle of or end of September if you'd like, if that fits in your schedule." And so I said, I guess I should probably go and just see like what's out there. I had already known a couple of teammates, Aiden Cole, but I already knew. I had already known. Oh gosh, I'd known a lot of people. Not just because like they like lived in Lincoln, but I had some close friends that also lived in Omaha that did swim um, at UNO, and so um, I ended up taking that visit late September, and I really, really loved it. The coaches were amazing. Again, team culture, like I said, was amazing. The facilities were amazing. The resources were perfect. Like everything was just like a second home to me. And so, middle of October, I ended up committing there, and yeah, I guess the rest is history there.
Yeah. That's crazy. I didn't know that you were committed to another school before
Hmm.
UNO.
Yeah.
I guess, like, for my recruitment process, I had emailed a lot of coaches, I think it was my sophomore year, of high school, and I was in contact with a lot of them. I even knew some coaches, and I would, like, talk to them going into my freshman year of high school. I don't know when you necessarily could, like, start recruiting, like, your date, but just throughout, like, our AAU tournaments and everything, like, you were kinda just, like, always in contact with them, and you're able to talk to them, but I didn't really know where I wanted to go or what sport I even wanted to do because at that time, I was still doing track, and that was at, like, the forefront of my head. Like, I didn't necessarily know if I wanted to do that in college, but I knew that I would be able to,
Mhm.
and I even got, like, I had one coach reach out to me for volleyball as well, and that's just something that I knew I didn't wanna do, so that's kinda, like, where my head was at. I was kinda just figuring out what my plans were, and then, you fast forward a little bit, and I was at an AAU tournament, and my coach now, Ice Benford or James Benford, I guess, he came up to me, and he was like, "I really want you a part of our team." And he said that he has been trying to, like, contact me for a while, and I was just ignoring him, like, I was ignoring him for months to years, and he was like, "What's up? Like, you don't wanna go to Bellevue or what?" And I was like, "No, like, I don't know. I've never heard of it." I'm from Adams originally, but I moved to Lincoln before my, like, high school journey, and so I was like, "I've never even heard of Bellevue University, like, why would I go there if I've never heard of it?" I've had a lot of offers, like, from the GPAC, and we're not a part of the GPAC either, so I was just like, "I don't really know how the team is." And so, eventually, I think it was my junior year, I went on a visit at Bellevue. They told me, "We have no classes on Fridays," and I was like, "Oh, that's perfect."
Yes.
And then after a couple games, I saw the team culture, and it looked like really hype, really fun. And then I got to know the coaches pretty well, and so I really just really wanted to go to Bellevue. And so that's kind of where my little journey started. And then I started going to the open gyms, and yeah, the rest is history, just like you said.
There you go.
What about like your nutrition plans and what other resources do you have on your campus to kind of support you academically, but also like physically, mentally, emotionally?
Yeah, so at UNO, all athletes are on this nutrition plan through an app called Teamworks, which they give you nutrition plans. Every single athlete, like an individual nutrition plan based on like if they want to like lose weight, they want to gain weight, they want to be more explosive, like all of these like things. And it's like, first of all, like, props to them, like,
Yeah.
that is insane.
Yes.
Like, I don't think that I could just sit there and make an individual plan for every single athlete
Mhm.
at a university, like, that takes a lot, so props to them for doing that. It's such a great resource to use, especially when we have, a dining hall that's, like, really close to, where my dorm is, and I'm able to, get food there, and, just follow that nutrition plan. I wouldn't say religiously, but,
Yeah.
um, you know, we try and follow it as best as I can because I know that I wanna, uh, increase my performance as
Yeah.
much as I possibly can. So, yeah, it's just great. The resources on campus are just so good,
Mhm.
and like I feel like I'm not giving them enough props because like the amount of time and effort that it takes to make these suggestions for every single athlete, and not even just athletes but every single student.
Yes.
It's like just so like it's insane. I
Mhm.
I don't know how they do it, but again, that's just awesome.
Yeah, that's crazy. For us, like, we have a nutrition plan, but it's not, like, by, like, what you should eat in a day, I guess. I mean, you can, but for us, like, we're smaller, we don't have as many resources at our school, but our strength and conditioning coach is educated with nutrition, so, like, he'll be like, "If you want a nutrition plan, like, you can come up to me." And so we get, like, how many, like, carbs and stuff and that we should have, like, in a day or in a week, and we kinda just, like, balance that out. Also, if you wanna gain weight, lose weight, maintain weight, just and then how much, muscle you wanna add as well, obviously, that plays a big part in everything, so,
Mhm.
yeah, I feel like it would be very similar to, like, what you guys do, just not as, like, complex, and obviously, there's not close to as many student athletes as there are at UNL.
Yeah.
What about, like, your workouts? Do you do weightlifting?
Yeah. So every single week we have 2 weightlifting sessions and 1 dryland session. So, the guys team does weightlifting Monday mornings and Wednesday mornings, and the girls team does it Tuesdays and Thursday mornings, and then the whole team does a collective, dryland workout on that Friday. And I've already noticed it, and I guess a lot of my family has kinda already noticed a little bit too, but, they've definitely noticed that the gym is definitely working.
Yeah.
Like in high school, we had it feels weird saying this, but we didn't really have a lot of weightlifting sessions my
Mhm.
senior year of high school, but my junior year, my freshman through junior year, at least in high school, we had weights, I think, also twice a week, but the volume in high school that we did was like a lot heavier, and a lot more versus college where it's a lot more tailored to like what you mostly do. So like for
Yes.
me, I swim mostly IM and I swim mid distance to distance and I dabble in the 200 free here and there, but uh that's just that's just if I'm not feeling distance that day.
Yeah.
But it's awesome that I can like see the performances like start to like actually show and the times are actually starting to drop. It just makes me that much more excited for conference this year
Yeah, for sure.
and for the rest of my college career.
Yeah, I'd say the same thing, like, in high school, we never lifted, and I don't think that's just like a Lincoln East thing, 'cause I see both of us there, no shade, but I do think that, like, a lot of high school athletes don't lift, and you can, like, take a class for it, and that's, like, considered your lifting, but especially for me, like, being a three-sport athlete, and I know you guys were busy a lot of the year too, like, you don't really have time to do it, like, with your team, and if you're not going to somebody outside of your high school, then it's a lot harder to get in the weight room, obviously.
Yeah.
And so, like, as soon as my off season would hit, that's when you're supposed to be lifting, but I never had an off season until my senior year, and then by that time, we weren't really lifting anyway. So, I think that going into high school or going into college, first of all, that was a huge transition, and it was so hard, like, I was like, "Oh my gosh, like, we have weights 3 to 4 times a week out of 7? Like, that's crazy." But now it's like it's honestly, like, my favorite thing to do right now, and just, like, the amount of, like I don't even wanna say, like, joy, but, like, it truly does, like, make you happy, like, in the weight room, like, you can see your progress, and that's something that, like, you don't always get to see, like, in basketball because it's a team sport, like,
Mhm.
you don't get to be like, "Oh, like, I'm scoring this many more," because that's not necessarily just about your weightlifting, but I'll say, like, with injuries and everything, I think that it's prevented a lot more injuries this year.
Yeah.
than in previous years and even in high school. And like I remember when I originally got hurt with my knee and my hip, like I wasn't even able to do like a reverse lunge. And then over the summer, like I was doing 185, just like I was just repping it.
Yeah.
So it's just like something that's really different. And college is a completely different dynamic, and just the way that you guys can also like bond like as a team. I don't know how many of you guys do it at the same time, but obviously like on our team there's only like 12 to 15 girls on a roster most of the time. So
Mhm.
that's like like a good way for you guys to do like a bonding and like push each other in like some of the hardest times. But kind of talk about what an IM is and like your dry land, because a lot of people I feel like don't know about that. Like obviously my sister swims, so I know what it is, but for a lot of people listening, they might not know about swimming. So kind of talk about that.
Yeah, so I'll get to your first question. So IM is it stands for individual medley, which basically means that you're swimming every single stroke. So the order of strokes is butterfly, backstroke, breaststroke, and freestyle. And depending on what age you are, you can swim the 100 IM, the 200 IM, and the 400 IM. Normally, the 200 and 400 IM are swam at pretty much every single like club meet, international meet, like college meet, like everything. And those are the Olympic events. The 100 IM, however, is normally reserved for like younger kids. I think it's 12 and under, I believe, is when the last time that you could swim it. But there's like a couple meets that some teams hold every single year that allow us to do the 100 IM. And I definitely need to do that because my time is really slow. It's from when I was 12, and I need to update it. But I'll figure out when I'll do that. Um, but yeah, that's basically what IM is. In dryland, it's a lot of so we normally go for like about 20 to 25 minutes, maybe 30 minutes if we're like really trying to push. And it's just a ton of like different dryland workouts that we do, or dryland exercises that we do over and over and over for 30 minutes straight. My personal favorite is med ball slams.
Okay.
Like if I'm having a really, really bad morning, I just love to just throw a med ball into the ground sometimes. And it one, like obviously makes us stronger.
Yeah.
But two, it really can be like an emotional like discharge. Like
Yes.
it definitely helps.
Yeah, I completely understand that. Like, I feel like sometimes when we're doing the med ball slams, like, I'm just like, dang, like, what happened to you today? Because it's either you're doing like it really hard or it's just like how you usually do it. And there's a very clear difference.
Yeah.
What about recovery? When do you work that in, and do you do it as a team or is it more individual?
I would say it's more individual. We don't really so we have recovery rooms just below the place that we have our dryland workouts. We also have like, massage tables, ice baths. We have, different types of stuff to measure your vert, your you know, like basically everything that you can like want to test out. Um and I've used it a lot, and for good reason, because if I did not, I probably, oh man, it would be I would be hurting. But yeah, it's so much like just knowing that I have so many resources like that after a hard practice. Like getting in for an ice bath after a hard practice is like one of the best things that I could do. And it definitely helps with like, relieving tension in my muscles and making sure that I don't injure myself later on. But yeah, it's nice to have all these resources at UNO, and it's, it's just awesome.
Yeah. Well, for me personally, I'm not getting in an ice bath unless I absolutely need to. I remember the first time I ever went in it, I literally started crying. I was like, no way that I have
We've
to
all
do
been
this.
there.
Yes, it's horrible. But I have like right now I have some like foot like issues going on. And so that was like a completely different thing. But I had to start like doing ice baths, but like just for my foot. And I feel like that's almost worse because it's just one body part and you're sitting in there and it's just horrible. But I will not do an ice bath unless they're like telling me like Kaylee, you need to go in it. But otherwise I choose like cupping or something. Have you
Yeah.
done that recently?
I'm trying to get into cupping, but like I just don't know how to like really do it.
Yeah.
I know that we have like a lot of physical like therapists and like trainers that, you know, are literally specialists in this field and know how to do it, but I don't know. I just haven't tried it before. And it's just like, I know that there's like a lot of side effects that can come with that stuff.
Yeah.
And like doing it too often would just like one leaving with like a ton of ugly cheetah prints all over me, but like it would like it would also just like it just might like backfire.
Yeah.
And it just wouldn't be beneficial for me.
Yeah. Is that something that your coaches have, like, talked to you about and, like, made you guys realize, or is that kinda just your own research and stuff?
As I gotten older, I've kind of realized that recovery is like probably more important than the actual workout itself.
Yes.
Because like you can't perform at your 100% unless you like don't recover.
Yep.
And so like I've done different types of like recoveries. Like foam rolling is probably my favorite one. Just like massaging my muscles, making sure that they're like somewhat loose. Obviously, stretching is really important. Um, and like uh kind of going back to like the mental thing with sports, just like me with like having like a social network, and like talking to friends and just kind of like detoxing from sports in
Yeah.
general. It's like it again helps my mindset, but it also is like healthy for you. Like as human beings, we always want to have conversations with each other. And like there's a lot of people that just absolutely hate being alone and just want someone to talk to. And like UNO is definitely one of the better places that I've been to that has that, like just someone that you could talk to, whether it's something like you did at practice today, or like if it's just like something that you didn't do at practice, like or just like life in general, tips or something like that to help out a situation, like all of that stuff. And like again, it's just like a nice detox, to make sure that my mindset's in the right place.
Yeah, for sure. I think that having relationships and connections are very important in whatever you do, honestly, like, throughout your whole entire life, but especially as a college athlete, I know things get extremely stressful, especially, like, during certain parts of the year and when you wanna compete and perform at your best, like, whether that's a meet or a game or whatever that is, so, yeah, that is extremely important.
Mhm.
Kinda talk about, like, the relationship that you have with your coach, how do they kinda help you, and how does your relationship, um, kinda help with your successes?
Well, I'll kind of go back to the Grant House situation with the lawsuit and stuff, and how had to decommit from Missouri. My relationships like with the coaches started when I sent out that email, and they got back to me, and asked me to be on a visit, or one of their near visits in the future. Um, and that was one kind of surprising for me because like it had only been like a month since I had decommitted, and I was still looking for places, and I was surprised that they were so quickly to like respond to me.
Mhm.
And it just kind of like shows like they were watching me, like
Yeah,
just in case it might not happen, but just in case he ends up decommitting from Missouri, then I don't know, maybe he might choose here.
yeah.
And so they were really quick with it. And like when I was on my official visit, they were so like good at explaining what like what they have to offer there. And it was pretty much everything that I could have asked for. Like they were really transparent with like who you'll be working with. Um, and like with my major, I have my like um, my very own like guidance counselor. My academic advisor is personalized. Um, and so like that allowed me to, you know, like balance my sports in school a whole lot better. But yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
All right, let's go ahead and take a break here real quick. We'll be back with more with Kaylee Denker and Jaden Carter on the post up on 93.7 The Ticket here on in just a few minutes.
Concrete Industries has immediate job openings for precast production laborers and maintenance technicians. Concrete Industries offers great pay, health benefits, 401k, a wellness program, holidays, and paid time off. Apply today to earn a starting pay of $21.50 per hour plus a $1,500 hiring bonus. Concrete Industries is hiring all experience levels and offers on-the-job training. Start your career today as a precast production laborer or maintenance technician. Visit concreteindustries.com.
Don't be fooled by the typical holiday ads this year. A new car for your significant other is a dream, but not a likely reality. why not upgrade the current car you have with a detail? This year's hot item is a gift certificate from Nebraska Auto Detail to make your car look and smell fully refreshed again. We all have clutter and we all make messes, but it doesn't have to stay like that. Give the gift of a clean car this holiday. Buy your certificate at NebraskaAutoDetail.com or call 402-601-5086 for an appointment today.
If you're seeking a career with a growing company, Gaina Trucking and Excavating is hiring and looking for additions to their team. Gaina Trucking has a strong team culture, competitive pay, 401ks, and benefits like health, dental, and vision. Drivers are guaranteed 40 hours per week, even in the winter months, and are home every night. Start your career today at Gaina Trucking and Excavating. Apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Ready, set, Ford just announced 0% for 66 months with approved credit on all 2025 Ford F-150s at Zollner, Fort Beatrice. Save thousands in finance charges. If your current pickup loan's 4, 5, 6% or more, trade in today and receive 0% for up to 66 months on a brand new 2025 Ford F-150 of your choice at Zollner, Fort Beatrice, Nebraska's volume dealer with the hometown service you expect.
At Raising Cane's, we focus on being the best at one thing and getting it right every time. Which is why every chicken finger meal we serve is marinated, hand-battered, cooked to order, and made just for you. Quality isn't complicated, and our menu is proof.
Raising Cane's chicken fingers, one love.
Skip the line and order with our app or online.
This holiday season, bring home a tradition that tastes like celebration. Beatrice Bakery's world-famous fruitcake, baked in the heart of Nebraska with rich, golden batter, real cherries, pineapple, crunchy nuts, and a splash of old-fashioned goodness. It's moist, flavorful, and crafted the same way for generations. It's the fruitcake that turns skeptics into believers. Find Beatrice Bakery fruitcake online at grandmasbakeshop.com or at your favorite retailer, and make your holidays deliciously unforgettable with the help of Beatrice Bakery's world-famous fruitcake.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Bagels and Joe is the perfect place for breakfast or lunch in December. Try one of their delicious breakfast sandwiches or grilled breakfast burritos. Don't forget to snag a gift card for stocking stuffers and bring your family in from out of town. With 4 locations in Lincoln and 1 in Seward, Bagels and Joe.
At Fairway Meat Market, you're family, and as part of the family, they want to save you money on your meat and groceries. Now through December 14th, enjoy USDA Choice 8-ounce New York Strip, $6.99 each, 85% lean ground beef, $4.98 per pound, all natural boneless chicken breasts, $2.48 per pound, and holiday gift boxes are available for $50. That's all at Fairway Meat Market in the Rockledge Square Shopping Center, just south of 84th and Van Dorn.
We are back here on the Post Up on a Sunday night. Hopefully you are enjoying your evening. Let's get this thing rolling once again. Jaden Carter in studio here with Kaylee Denker. I'll throw it back to you guys.
Yeah, welcome back, everyone. Today I have Jaden, like Jake just said, and we're kind of just been talking about UNO and kind of Jaden's life of being a swimmer and kind of growing up here in Nebraska and how his journey has led him to UNO. So if you haven't listened to the first segment, you should go back and watch that. It's very interesting. And yeah, we'll kind of get going with the next one. What's kind of been like the hardest part of your schedule right now?
I would probably say like, gosh, it has to be the practices. Like the jump from high school to college practices is so astronomically large. Like I remember like the first week of high school practice, it was always kind of like, you always knew what to expect.
Yep.
You know, it was normally gonna be like a tryouts or, you know, like easing everyone back into it. But like college, like you were just like hitting the ground running. Like it's like no breaks, like at all. You are pretty much like locked in from day one. And I learned that the hard way. It was definitely one of the hardest transitions from like one level to another.
Yep.
But I could see it's definitely paying off. So yeah, I'm glad for it.
Yeah, even for me playing basketball and, like, obviously it's completely different too, because like, we're NAIA, you're D1, like, it's a completely different, like, jump. But for us, like, we're practicing right now pretty much all year round. Like, our coaches aren't in the gym with us, during our off season, but as soon as you hit campus, like, and even in the summer since I'm local, like, you're practicing almost every day except for on the weekends for your off season. And then, like, in high school, we never did that, like, maybe the week before we'd have some, like, shooting workouts or something, like, go in, get some shots up, but otherwise, you also had club, so it was, like, if you're, like, specialized or you're doing club sports, then you're already in the gym, so we didn't really do much of that in high school, but, um, what's, like, your college life right now? How do you manage that with your swimming, and do you live in the dorms or do you live in your own apartment? Kinda talk about that.
Yeah, so, I do live in, a dorm. It's about, gosh, it's like a 2-minute walk from, the facility that we practice at,
That's
which is
nice.
really nice, I know.
Yeah.
Um, and so, like, because of that, I don't need to, like, take a car, and so I don't need to, like, fight for parking, which
Mhm.
at UNO parking is I guess we'll just move on. But it's, yeah, no, it's not as, it's not that great.
Mhm.
But I would probably say, like, the way that I balance a lot of my college, like, life, school, and swim is just like kind of have like a plan set out. For me, I like to have about an hour or two of just like free time to just like wind down or just like do whatever I want to do. But the other part where like it's like required like studying for like finals, like I had to study a lot for finals
Mhm.
last week. Uh or like obviously swimming or weights. I'm locked in 100%. I try and remove all distractions like my phone. I try and put it in either a different room or in a drawer where I'm not going to touch it while I'm doing like schoolwork, or if I'm like in a meeting or something like that where I'm not going to be like tempted to touch it.
Yeah.
And I think that's just helped me a lot, mature more as a person, and also become more organized. So that way, later in life, when I do have a lot more work on my hands, it's a lot easier to manage it.
Mhm. Dang, well, I feel like I really need to do that. Maybe that's maybe that's gonna be my goal for the new year, like, put your phone away when you're doing your homework. No, I do get distracted a lot, I'm not gonna lie, but I need to yeah, I'm gonna start doing that.
All right.
Imma let you know.
Okay.
Imma let you know in about a month how I'm doing.
New Year's resolution for you guys.
Yes, yes, for sure. Did you know your roommates coming in, or did you have to reach out to them, like, when they gave you your room assignments?
So I didn't know who I was rooming with until like the middle of July. And
Okay.
so after that, I was tracking these guys down, trying to see like who they are and like where they're from. So one of my roommates, his name is Reese, he's from Minnesota. Another one of my roommates, his name is Mason. He's from Omaha, and another Mason. I know we have two Masons in the same room. He's from Texas, and
Okay.
so we got kind of a entire, pretty much like northern, like northern and southern line
Yep.
going in our room. But yeah, it was definitely. I mean, for Mason, I'm just gonna say Mason number two because he's the second Mason I mentioned, but
Okay.
the guy from Texas. He definitely had a hard transition from hot Sugarland, Texas to cold Link,
Yeah,
Omaha, Nebraska.
for sure.
Um, but Mason and Reese they're fine. They're used to they're
Yeah,
used to the cold weather.
right.
Um, but it's awesome just like seeing all these different like demographics and
Mhm.
backgrounds coming into one spot. Like they could have gone anywhere like
Yep.
throughout the world, but they chose Omaha, Nebraska, and I just think that's really cool how like a mid-major like Omaha can attract so many people of so many different
Yeah,
demographics.
for sure. I know I have well, right now, I have a roommate, and she's from Texas, and my other roommate, she was on my team. Um, she ended up quitting, and she moved home here to Lincoln, but, uh, my roommate now, Jalen is her name, she's, like, my best friend, and she ended up going home over this break, but she's originally from Texas, and she's like, "Kaylee, it's, like, 75 degrees here right now." I'm like, "That must be so nice," and she actually likes the cold, so, like, she doesn't like it, but I would love to be in 70-degree weather right now.
Oh, absolutely.
Um, they're all your teammates or no?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
they are all our teammates or
At
my teammates.
Bellevue?
Yes.
Yeah. at Bellevue, they kind of like try to put you together with your teammates, but obviously, like sometimes that doesn't always work out. Like obviously, in the past, my freshman year, I was with two of my teammates, and then another girl. She didn't play any sports at our school, but she was a like late add-in or a late transfer student, so she
Mhm.
came in with us. And then my sophomore year was kind of different. I was with um I think it was either no, it was 3 girls. It was 3 other girls, so we were in, like, 4-bedroom, but then our dorm ended up catching on fire. So then
What?
yeah,
What?
yeah. So a little story time. So I was in Lincoln, and it was Labor Day, like, weekend, and we were about to do our, like, our draft, our NFL, whatever it's called.
Fantasy draft?
Yes, fantasy draft. And so we were about to start it, and then I get a FaceTime, and I was like, like, I wonder why they're calling me. And one of my teammates were like, "Oh, yeah, like, are you in the dorm?" And I was like, "No." She's like, "Okay, I didn't think so, but I was just making sure." And I was like, "Well, like, why? Like, what's happening?" And she, like, flipped the camera, and there's, like, fire trucks, and there's, like, a whole bunch of, like,
Gosh.
smoke coming out of our apartment, and I was like, "Oh, okay, like, our dorm's on fire? Like, what is happening?" It ended up being an air fryer on, like, the stove. So this is a little, like, PSA to everyone, don't leave an air fryer on the stove. And somehow, I don't know if someone like left it on in like that morning or if it got bumped somehow because one of the other girls came home and like put her groceries down.
Mhm.
So I don't know if it like got bumped. I don't know what happened. But then the air fryer like caught on fire and then it went to like the ceiling and the walls and just a whole bunch of stuff. So eventually we had to move out like that day and it was just me and one of my other teammates that I roomed with my freshman year. We moved to a 2-bedroom over in like a different dorm complex.
Okay.
And so then over the summer, I ended up staying so I could do some weightlifting and workouts.
Mhm.
And I ended up staying like in the same dorm like facility, but it was a completely different like room. But yeah, you're gonna like hate moving out. I hope you know that. I'm just warning you right now, like all the stuff that you just keep on collecting up in your room and it's horrible to move out.
To be
So
fair, I'm not really that big of a collector. I don't really
Alright.
collect a whole bunch
clothes
of things.
clothes is the worst.
Well, yeah, I guess that's fair, but,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't really collect, like, a ton of shoes or, like, a ton of, like, posters or anything that
Mhm.
I'm gonna have to that's just gonna be a pain to try and move.
Yeah, no, it is horrible. What's like your go-to study spot on campus?
Ooh, okay, so, right next to our facility that we practice, so it's actually right above, or, like, right next to the place where we have our dryland workouts. It's this place, like, the study place called Hamilton, which, for all student athletes, at least all freshman student athletes, so that includes me, are required 4 hours of study time per week like, spending time in there, and it's so good, like
Mhm.
it's just such a quiet space to, like study, to just hang out with friends, to, like even take a nap. Like it's just such a good place to just go if you just need some like alone time
Mhm.
or if you like want to be quiet. And there's like 2 rooms that are used for like recordings, like they're soundproof. And so it's like nice if you need to like record like a video for a class or if you need to like FaceTime someone or call someone. And our academic advisors for each sport are also in there. And luckily enough, during the times that we go, so we're able to talk to them about grades and stuff, and eligibility while we're up there getting study hours done.
Yeah.
So yeah, again, kind of like the resources that
Mhm.
that I mentioned earlier. It was just really nice to have.
Yeah, that is nice. And then how would you say like the homework compares to high school right now?
Oh boy. I'd probably say I'm spending about twice as much time on homework than I did in high school. Like high school, a lot of the homework was kind of repetitive in a way, and you kind of knew like what was going to be on it. Versus like college, like you have to do homework on top of the other homework, and
Yes.
then it's just like huge piles that stack up on each
Mhm.
other. Um, but that's more so for the people that aren't like super organized and just kind of procrastinate to the last minute. Like for me, I hate procrastinating like so much to the point where it like kills me. Like if I procrastinate one bit, like I'm just gonna hate myself for the rest of the day. Just because I know that if I can get it done, I will get it done.
Yeah.
Like, if I have the time to get it done, I'll get that assignment done. I'll get that project done. I'll get that slideshow done. Like, I'll just make sure that it's done so that way I don't have to worry about it later.
Mhm. What's your major right now?
Math and education. So I want to become a
Okay.
math teacher. So yeah, it's pretty I had a lot of people asking me if I really wanted to do that, and I
Yes.
was like, "Yes, I decided it. I'm not going back. I'm already this far into the semester, or I guess into my freshman year, and
Yeah.
so I might as well just keep going."
What, grade level do you wanna do?
Mostly high school.
Okay.
So, probably like the 10th to 12th grades. So like advanced algebra, or like algebra 2, pre-calculus, calculus. Um,
Gross.
you don't like
No,
math?
no, I hate math. No, I'm an, education major myself, but I'm thinking of doing, like well, right now, I'm elementary and special ed, but I'm in the middle school this term, and I really like it, and I don't know if that's because, like, I'm working more with my special ed students or if it's actually because I like the grade level, and I don't really know because a lot of my students right now are, at, like, 3rd, 4th grade level, and they're in 5th and 6th grade.
Mhm.
So it's kind of the same content that you're teaching, but it's like a completely different it's a completely different vibe for one,
Yeah.
but for two, like, I don't know. I don't really know if I like the middle school environment or if it's really just like the students that I'm with. Because once you start doing like more of your practicums and you're going in and observing, like I
Mhm.
feel like you're really gonna figure out what you do and don't like and what schools you like and don't like and
Yeah.
districts even. But yeah. I don't know what I like. It's really stumped me because I was like, I'm never gonna do middle school. I'm like, I hated it. I hated middle school, and I don't like middle school like students. Like they're just ornery. They make me mad.
Any middle schoolers
Yeah,
hearing
but
this?
no, I really like it.
All right, let's go ahead and put a pin in the conversation there. We can pick it back up, but we need to take a quick break. We'll be back after these messages to the post up with Kaylee Denker.
It's the holiday season. Time for work parties, friend get-togethers, and family gatherings, which means lots of eating. Maybe you think you've perfected your holiday meals, and maybe you have no idea where to even start. Let's fix that right now. No holiday party is complete without Führer's cheese spread. It goes well with any type of cracker, pretzels, apples, chili, vegetable chips, and of course, it's perfect to pair with wine or beer. Holiday meals aren't complete until Führer's cheese spread is on the table. Find your own container at your nearest local grocery store today.
Sometimes good people make mistakes. When you find yourself in need of an attorney, call Liberty Law Group. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group will defend you in court and protect your freedom to get you the best possible outcome and the justice you deserve. Trust your freedom to Liberty Law Group, the best criminal attorneys in Nebraska and Iowa. Call them today at 877-404-5238. That's 877-404-5238. Or check them out online at libertylawgroup.com.
Hey guys, it's Carly from Boyd Farm Outfitters. Farmers, the Nebraska Ag Expo is coming up on December 9th through 11th at the Sandhills Global Event Center, and we'd love to see you there. Our team will be in two places at once, in the Boyd Farm Outfitters booth and the Green Eye Technology booth, which are both in the Currency building. In the meantime, check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and X at BoydFO to see what we've been working on. Again, that's BOECKFO on social media. We look forward to seeing you at the expo.
Staying profitable means finding smarter, more efficient ways to farm. Those decisions turn hard work into something worth passing down. Join us at the Sandhills Global Event Center in Lincoln for the Nebraska Ag Expo on December 9th through 11th, where agriculture meets innovation. From big iron and livestock production to the latest in ag tech and soil health, discover the solutions that can help you do more with less and protect your legacy for generations to come. Sponsored in part by Farm Credit Services of America and Ag Direct.
If you're seeking a career with a growing company, Gaina Trucking and Excavating is hiring and looking for additions to their team. Gaina Trucking has a strong team culture, competitive pay, 401ks, and benefits like health, dental, and vision. Drivers are guaranteed 40 hours per week, even in the winter months, and are home every night. Start your career today at Gaina Trucking and Excavating. Apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Ticket listeners know a dream team when they see one. At Applied Connective, we've been in the game for 20 years and have developed a team of world-class leaders in all things IT. From cybersecurity and Microsoft products to physical security, audio, video, infrastructure, business phone systems, and anything in between, we'll help you leverage technology to become your most secure, efficient, and profitable. Head to our website to check out real reviews and testimonials and sign up for a free tech consultation. We can show you where you might be vulnerable, inefficient, or overspending. It's a game changer, and it's totally free. Claim yours right now at appliedconnective.com.
When it comes to concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction doesn't stall. They go for the takedown. As Nebraska's full-service concrete contractor, they stay in bounds, hold inside position, and never forfeit quality. Whether it's foundations, flatwork, or concrete coatings, they elevate performance and pin down results that win every time. Stevens & Smith Construction is a proud sponsor of Takedown Tuesdays on 93.7 The Ticket. Because when it's time to wrestle with concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction slams expectations.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Coppell Chevrolet GMC, the #1 fastest growing GMC dealer in the Omaha and Lincoln area. We are going to keep this train rolling in a big way with new half-ton and 4x4 pickup trucks starting at $12,500 off list price or 0% financing. You heard that right, $12,500 off list price or 0% financing. You pick which one works better for you. Please stop on in the dealership and meet the team or check us out at koppelcars.com. Stock number C280930. All deals with approved credit.
This is Bill Mitchner, Executive Director of Lincoln Lighthouse. Did you know Lighthouse provides multiple programs for students such as one-on-one tutoring and mentoring, as well as pro-social skill exercises, while providing them a nourishing meal in a safe space during all months of the year, even during school breaks? Learn more or contribute to Lighthouse at lincolnlighthouse.org today.
Welcome to the Post Up with Kaylee Denker. We got a few minutes left in the final segment, so I'll throw it right to Kaylee to get it going.
Yeah, for everyone that wasn't tuned in before, you should definitely go back and watch. But today I'm here with Jaden Carter. He's a swimmer at UNO. Just been talking about school and swim, sports in general. So definitely go back and listen to that. I got a couple questions. So we're going to start off with those first. That was on Insta.
All right.
What's more difficult, swim or basketball?
Oh man. Okay. I played basketball for like 2 years in my life. Gosh, I feel like if I give my honest opinion, I'm gonna get flamed. But I don't know. Honestly, I have to say swimming in my opinion.
No, I would say the same thing.
Just because it's a total body workout. Like you're using pretty much every single muscle in your body, and it's just like super like it can like strain like so many things if you do like the wrong thing, and every single like little detail matters since swimming is a game of hundredths of a second.
Yep. I agree with that. And also like for basketball, like it's a team sport. Like I have to stop saying that because swimming is a team sport, but it's more individual. So
swimming is more individual.
Yeah. So like for basketball, like if you're not having a good game, you could just like have your teammates pick you up, you know, but for swimming, you can't really do that for like your individual race.
Help them out of the pool maybe if they're tired.
Pick them up. No, fun fact, I swam for like one summer and I was horrible. But when my sister started getting faster than me, then that's how I knew that it just wasn't my sport. And it actually like really just made me upset because it was like both of our like first couple of years of swimming or whatever. And I would start going and like I would see Savannah's times and I'd be like, what the heck? Like
I feel like she's always been fast though.
Yeah. No, and then it would just upset me too much. That's why I actually started doing like club sports because I didn't do swim anymore. What's your craziest sports story?
Gosh.
I feel like you have a lot. You've been pretty successful.
Okay. I wouldn't say this is like crazy, but when we beat Creighton Prep last year at state, gosh, there was so much like hype around the season because it was mostly going to be like Lincoln East, Creighton Prep, and Westside, like the three teams that had the best chance at winning state. And Creighton Prep had DQ'd their 200 freestyle relay in the prelims the day before finals.
Remember that.
Yeah. And so we definitely got a huge like morale boost. And when I touched the wall and saw that we ended up winning that 2 free relay, like that, I don't think I've ever been more excited for a relay in my entire life. Just like because we hadn't won that relay since like 2010. So
Wow.
it had been a long time since we had won that relay at state, because it's just always been Creighton Prep with their super fast swimmers and all that stuff. But I was glad to get the dub for us that day.
Yeah, for sure. I'd say my craziest story. This year I hit a game winner, so I'd say
Oh, wait, yeah, I did
like a
see
buzzer
that.
beater,
I
yeah.
did see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it only took like 7 tries. So I like when I hit it, like I honestly like didn't even really believe that I just made the shot, because I'll be honest, like ever since my freshman year, I've had like 7 chances to win games, and every single time like I did not make it.
It's like that Michael Jordan quote with like 0
Yes.
for 30.
Yes, no, literally. It truly is like that. But like I can make shots going into overtime. I don't know if it was like a mental thing or what, but yeah. So that's probably my little like craziest sports story right now.
At least, yeah.
How do you like push through mentally when you hit a wall, or how do you handle pressure at tough or like bigger meets?
It's just all about like staying like calm, cool, and collected in the situation. Like you just have to take each moment like one step at a time. Like, because if you take too many steps at a time, you're just gonna end up like, overwhelming yourself, and
Yeah.
you're just gonna like, not perform to the best of your ability. But for me, like whenever I'm having like a mental roadblock, or if like a set is like really hard and I'm just like wanting to like throw up, like it's just like I just have to keep telling myself like when you're done with this, you're gonna be so much better. Like when you recover like fully, like, and me knowing that just like pushes me even like more.
Yeah.
Knowing that I will be better after the set is over.
And then how do you handle a bad race?
Just ignore it, or I wouldn't say ignore it because you don't want to just ignore it, but learn from it. Everyone makes mistakes. I know I've made plenty of mistakes in races that I know that I can fix, and I just go into the next race with an even more positive mindset, knowing that I can fix this and I can go faster because I can fix this. And yeah, it's just again all about like staying like calm, cool, and collected about it, like not throwing like a huge tantrum about it. But yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Well, thank you for being on today.
Yeah, thank you for having
appreciate
me.
it.
All right, there we go. That'll wrap up the Post Up with Kaylee Denker. Tune in a few Sundays from now. We will have next Sunday off due to the Christmas break, but we'll be back with the Post Up. But that'll wrap it up for tonight. Stay tuned for Ticket Weekends, much, much more.